So I'll go back, run this. Okay, so I think if you can see, like, I added some str methods so that like it converts the digit to string so that we can concatenate them. So this is a basic principle in Python. So I'll go add. Okay, I'm not seeing anything yet. Okay, but let me go down here. Okay, no error, so it's, I think it's looking good. So now let's add them. So I've actually added some global, so I've made my purchases, let me see, yeah, so I've made the purchase code text global so that we can use it up there. So I'll go here, so execute, and I'll say purchases dot insert. Okay, so we are inserting the text we have created above here. So I'll just do purchases dot, oh sorry, this should be scroll text, okay, dot insert. Then I'll say here we are inserting at the end, so the at the end position. So here should be end. Oh, now let's insert it at the first position. So insert, then I'll say text. Then I would like to maybe add some new line space, like after I've added the text, so that it will differentiate them between two items or more. So I'll add another one here. Okay, okay, okay. So I'll add the new space here. So it's the same principle. So here should be, but here should be end because that's the end position. So we are adding at the end position. And here should be end text. Here should be, okay, backslash n. Okay, now if you do this, like it just like run through our range, but we are not getting any specific number. So what we do here is, if, or we just specify a variable here being equal to, yeah, so a variable being equal to a string which says so we are checking if any entry is not empty. So I'll go to var underscore entry, then I'll say 0, or I'll say var underscore entry, yeah. So I'll bring a range through. Okay, so here should be num, so that's the range. So if it's not equal to 0, then we run the code here. Okay, so if you know, if it's not equal to 0.0, it means there's an entry there. Okay, so that's the analogy we are using here. So I'll just do if, then I'll say xp. Okay, but we need to use the eval method to actually evaluate the command we are passing. So this is basic Python, so if you don't get it, you just search it out. So this, if eval the expression there, then you should run this code. Okay, so let me see, I think there's an error here. Okay, I think it's no error because this one, yeah, that's the syntax. So I'll quickly run this. Okay, unexpected indent block. Oh, okay, here should be indented. Okay, I'll run this code again. Okay, then you will see what is happening. So credentials, go again. Okay, so now I'll do 10 here, add. Okay, nothing is showing there, so I'll go back. Maybe some error here, said var entry num is not equal to 0.0. Okay, so why are we getting this error? So let's see, var entry. So looking at this expression here, we would like to, let's say, evaluate this expression, and when this expression is true, we run this. Okay, so if you can see from here, we have the num here, it's in the for loop though, but like we want to run it for a specific item, that is the current item. So what we will do is just cut this and place it in the conditional statement. Okay, so let me put it here. Okay, so if you can see, let me see. Okay, okay, so you are good to go. Yeah, yeah, you are good. No, 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 it should come before. Okay, okay, so something like this. Now, when this expression is evaluated to true, then this whole code will run. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so let me run this code and see what we are getting here. So I'll go to staff, then I'll say credentials. Okay, now let's see something here. Okay, so let's say enter 10 in the apple. Okay, then I'll add. Okay, nothing is showing, so I think there's an error down here. Okay, so invalid syntax. Okay, 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 so we need to use an f string since this is a variable here we are dealing with. So let me go again. Okay, okay, then another one here. Okay, so let me change this quickly, then I'll add. Okay, still not showing. Okay, another. Okay, okay, so let's see, we opened a parenthesis here. We shouldn't have opened that, so we go again. So I think now it should work now. So I'll go here. So these are all the errors you may face, even though I know, like, I've coded this already, but still I face this error sometimes, so shouldn't be. Okay, so it's working now. So that's what we try to say. So I'll change the font size a bit so that we can get a more bigger look. So I'll go to, let's say, my scroll test. So where is my scroll test? So this is the scroll test. So I'll set the main scroll text to, let's say, a font which will be bigger than the normal. So here, then I'll say font being equal to my font. Okay, I think it should be cool now. Now I'll like push the bars a bit. So here, I'll run the code first and see what we are getting first. So let me go. So staff, continue. Then I'll say file. So when the password should come. Okay. Now let me change the quantity, so change here to, so let me add it here. Okay, so you can see I have the apple here. So why am I seeing this? It's because my length is a bit not good, so I have to adjust the height and the width. Okay, so let's go to the purchases. Okay, so you need to expect that, because like if you change the font size, it means you are changing the width and the height of the total widget. So let's set it to a 60 here and a height of, let's say, 10 here. Okay, now let's run this code and see. Okay, so you can see it's a bit good now. So I'll specify another thing here, which should be the cost. So I'll set it to 20. I think that's too much, so I'll give it an 18. Now, giving it an 18, I will go to, I'll change this to item so that it will be bigger. Okay, so let's go again. Okay, then login. Okay, so still, so fast. Here should be 25. Okay, okay. So we will add, let's say, the testing of the quantities too, so that it should be doing a bit faster here. So credentials. Now what I will do is I will change some quantity number. So I'll change this to 3 quantities. Sugar should be, let's say, 8 quantities or something. Margarine a 1.0, then add. Okay, so I'm getting only apple here. So do you know why? I don't know. So let's check it out. Okay, so run staff credentials. Okay, login. Okay, so let me enter anything here. So then add. Okay, so it's working. I would like to change it to yogurt and so on. So then, okay, I'm still getting apple. Okay, so let's see what's happening there. Okay. So the reason why we are getting that error is that if you look at here, like we are using the text variable instead of getting it. So let's get it here. So I'll bring a parenthesis here. Okay, then close it here. Dot get. Okay, so after getting it, I think it should work. So let's go back. Staff credentials. Okay, login. So I'll pass 10 here. Pass gender. Okay, so let's go again. Still getting. Let me see if there's an error down here. Okay, there's an error. Okay, so okay. I think this is escaping there. So let me remove the execute here and run it just like that. So let's go again. Staff credentials. Login. 10 here. 10 there. Add. Okay. So it's working now. So everything is working now. Okay, so let me go to milk here also. So 5 add. Okay, so you can see when I, let's say, finish adding the first one and I added the second one, it repeated the first one already. So you have to work on that also. Okay, so how will we get it? So first, what we have to have in mind is that whenever like we actually add it, you just set it to 0 so that it won't repeat itself. So you just go back here. So it's very simple. Go here. So what do you want to set it to 0? So it's the entry. So you just do execute. Then I'll say f string. Then I'll say var entry num. Then I'll say dot set. So instead of just that, you just do dot set. So you are setting it to what, 0.0. So when I finish adding it, it should set it to 0.0. Okay, now let's run this again and see if it's working. So go to staff and I'll say this. Okay, now login. Okay, so first what I'll do here is 10 here, and I'll do a 5 here. So when I click add, okay, so you can see everything is set to 0. So that's the default. Okay, so let's try and set 10 here if it will add the previous. So you can see it didn't add the previous. So it's working now. It's working very perfectly here. Then the price, the costs are being multiplied here. So like the price here, let me check the MySQL. So the price for apple. So this is the quantity 10. So let's check the price for apple. So the price for apple was 2, so we are getting it correct here. So I think this working, adding it is very simple. Then the next step will be, let's say, getting the total of the quantity here or the amount here. So I'll go here. Okay, so I'll just declare a variable. that will be getting the sum. So I'll just do uh, a variable name new, something like new quantity on total cost. Let's do it total cost. So total cost being equal to, so the total cost will be, let's say, set to 0 for now. Then inside our conditional statement it will be, let's say, or adding itself. So I'll go here, then I'll go execute. So the new quantity total cost, sorry, so f string here of total cost. So how will we get the total cost? So it's very simple. So it keeps incrementing itself. So total cost here being plus equal to, so you are using the increment method. So plus equal to, and then plus equal to what? So it is equal to, let's say, the price times the quantity number. So this should be price times the quantity, so item underscore quantity. Okay, so we are good to go. Now we have our total cost being incremented. So I'll remove the f string since it's not needed here. Then here I'll just say, okay, I'll just set it to 0 like that. Then I'll call a global function here. So global, then I'll say total cost. Okay, so after everything is done, after the for loop has been let's say run, what I want to do next is I want to set the total cost to here. Let's see, so total amount. So this is the total amount var here. So I want it to set it here. So I'll go here. Okay, then I'll say dot set. What should I set? So I want to set the total cost. So total underscore cost. Okay, now I'll make this global so that it should, let me see, so here should be global. So global total amount. Okay, so we are fine now. So I'll run this code and see if it's getting it. So I'll go here, staff. Okay, credentials. Okay, so I'll go Apple add. Okay, nothing is showing. What the error want to say is that, like, we are getting a non-int. So let's specify a float type here. So let's say float of the price. Yeah. Okay. So we are setting the price to, let's say, the data type float, then multiplying it with the item quantity to get the total cost. So let's run this again and see what we are getting. So I'll go here. Okay, credentials, login. Set this to 5. Okay, let me set it right. So 5, add. Okay, I'm getting 0 here. I think there's been an improvement. So let's see what's the error here. Okay, I think there's an error somewhere. That's why you're getting 0. Okay, so okay, I think that's why. So come back here. So you see we are setting this to 0. So it's actually getting the current value. So let's put it here. Okay, so now let's run this code again. So staff continue. I'll say login. Okay, I'll say 5 here. Add. Okay, still getting a 0 here. Instead of using it as a variable, let's set it to like let's say let's execute them just like that. So I'll set execute here. So execute quote, then another quote here. And I'll execute these two too. So execute, then execute. Okay, I'll execute this one also. Okay, yeah. So I think we should be okay now. So let me go here. Run. Okay, staff. Continue. Okay, so let's say you are filling the purchase of the first customer. So I'll put here 5. Apple should be 2.0. Then I'll say yogurt will be 1. So add. Okay, so you can see it's changing now. So I think that's that. So you can see 10 plus 4 being equal to 14 plus 1 being equal to 15. Okay, so the total amount is working now. What is left will be the amount paid and the reset button here. Then we check. So when we check out, then we get the balance here. Okay, so that's the next thing we are going to do. So we accept the amount paid. So let's go. Okay, so when the person clicks on the checkout, so we define another function here called the checkout. So def checkout. Okay, now this checkout will get the total amount, then subtract it from, or yeah, it will get the total amount subtracted from the amount paid. So let's see the amount paid variable here. So how do we name it? So amount, so it's paid amount. So let's see okay, that's not the entry we are looking for. So okay, so this is the entry. So let's see the text variable. So this is the text variable. Okay, so let's go to the top here. I'll set it to global. Okay, okay. So it should come at the top here because we are defining it at the top here. So global. Okay, so global paid amount var. Then you call it at the top there, which is in the check button or check out function. So there's it dot get. So that's the amount paid subtracted from. So let's say new or balance being equal to this. Okay, then I'll set this to this. So this is the paid amount dot get minus. Then I'll set this to total amount. So total amount. Okay, so let's see total amount entry. Okay, we are looking for the variable. So okay, total amount var. So here should be total amount var. So let's set it to global total amount underscore var. Okay, good to go. Now let's subtract it at the top here. So let's go over. Okay, yeah, good. So the checkout. So we look for the balance entry. So where is the balance entry? So the balance entry is the balance amount var. Okay, so we set the balance to it. So you have to make it global also. So okay, so I'll go to the top, then put this here. So I'll set. Okay, so just dot set. Then the set balance will come. Okay, I think this is so simple and very straightforward. Okay, now let me see. Okay, it's working now. So let's run this code and see if the checkout section is working. Go to staff, my credentials, login. I'll put 5 here. Oh, sorry, 4, 3. Okay, you can put anything or you can choose 3 here also. Add. Okay, everything is working. I'm getting the total here. Now I'll put 20 here and see if it's working. It's not working. So let's see. Okay, I don't know why. So you have okay, sorry. This should be dot get. Okay. Remember you are getting the entry. So let's go again. Then I'll say put 3 here, 2 there, and 4 here. Add, put 20 here. Check out. It's still not working. So we have our okay, we haven't added to the button yet. Okay, so it's a whole lot of things. So you need to follow it quite keenly. So let me see. Where is the checkout? Yeah, I think it's at the bottom. Okay, no, it's not at the bottom. Okay, it does it. So now set the command option to checkout. Okay, let's run again. I think for now it should work now. Credentials, 3, there should be 10, a 2 here, a 5 there, a 6 here, and a 1 here. Add, okay, 46. Okay, the person is paying 50. Check it out. Okay, so you can see I'm getting 4 here. So everything is set and done. Okay, so what's left will be the reset button. So this reset button should reset everything to 0. Okay, so what should we reset to 0? The main thing will be resetting this section to 0 and this section also. So from the total amount paid and balance to 0. Okay, so it's very simple. Let's go to the top here. Okay, so first we need to create another reset function. So function, so that's the last one. So def reset. Okay, now let's set each of them to 0. So we need to clear this out. So let's see how we can clear this out. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so we have our reset function working now. So the first thing to do is clear all the purchases. So how will we do it? So simple. So purchases dot scroll text, oh sorry, underscore scroll text. Okay, and then I'll put, okay, so we use the delete method to actually do that. So delete, then our first parameter should be let's say 1.0. So that's, let's say, the first one. Like, for list, the first parameter is 0, but if you skip the first parameter, you go to the next one, which is the 1.0. So that's what we are using here. So when you want to delete everything on your scroll text, you just use the delete option or delete method, passing 1.0 as the first parameter, and here end also, here also. So simple. So this will delete everything in our purchases. Okay, then what should we do next? Okay, so let me see. Since we are deleting everything, then it means our headers will go, so we need to paste it again. So let's see how we created the headers. So this is it. So I'll copy this whole section head back to the top here, put this here. Okay, so simple. Now let's run this code again and see if everything is working fine. So go back. Okay, log in. Okay, so quickly 2 here, 20 here, sorry. Then check out. So I'll put 22 here. Check out. Okay, 2. I'll go reset. Okay, I have to add the reset button before I can reset it. So let's go back. Reset, 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 reset. Okay, here is it. So command option, setting it to reset. Reset. Okay, run again. Okay, head to staff, then move on to credentials. Okay, so let's go again. I'm getting an error here. Okay, there's a comma here. Let me see. Okay. Whew. So let's set it again. Reset button. Command being equal to reset. Run again and see staff credentials. Okay, login. So I'll set this to 20. Add 22. Checkout. Okay, we are getting to reset. Okay, it's not working. Let's see. End bar text index. End. Okay, so let's go to the top. There is the checkout. Okay, there is the reset. So here should be end instead of in quotes. Okay, so let's go again. So staff credentials. Okay, login. So 20 here. Add 45 here. Checkout. Reset. Okay, everything is fine. Then what's left is the total amount and the amount paid sections there. So let's see. So here you set it to 0. So I'll copy this, paste this here, total amount, then the balance amount. So we are setting everything to 0. So here to okay, then the last one being the balance amount var. Okay, so we are setting each of them to 0. So they'll set, put 0 0 here. Let's set, put 0.0 here. Dot set, put 0.0 here. Okay, so everything is cool now. Run this code. Okay, credentials, login, put a 5 here, add. Okay, now I will set the amount page to be, let's say 15. Checkout, I'm getting a 5, reset. Okay, everything is set to 0. Okay, so this is the billing page. So in conclusion, we have added some images to the image section. We added some entry to receive the quantities. We connected to MySQL to get the prices and multiply them to get the cost. We added some headers to the purchasing section or where the customer's item shows. then we did some total amount paid balance entries to get those entries and stuff. So I think that's that. Then we did some buttons here and the add and reshare. So I think that's that. But I would like to add more features to this project, but I won't focus on it just now. So our next video should be looking at the admin page, so where we can add images instead of adding it instead of adding it manually, we just add it dynamically or automatically from the admin section. So that's what we'll be doing next in the next video. Yeah, so stay tuned, but we'll add more features to this. I think this is just the standard look, but it's looking good. So the next one will be adding some stuffs to the email admin section, then also let's say getting some records or history to your supermarket database. Yeah, so I think that's that for this video.